What's up, truckers? Tricky Mick here, and today we're going to be taking a look at self-driving vehicles, and one of the things that I've personally experienced myself, which is phantom braking, where the radar system thinks that there's something in front of you, but there's not. So it slams on the brakes immediately and jerks the entire vehicle. And as you can imagine, driving an 80,000-pound semi-truck, this is one of the things that I absolutely hate driving with the radar system on my truck. Now, besides that, I love everything else about the T680. It's awesome. Great truck. No complaints here. Love the automatic. As I'm getting older, my left leg is getting a little bit tired. So let's get right into it and check out the video here on the Bay Bridge.
Well, we now have video of the moment that a Tesla in self-driving mode started braking unexpectedly on the Bay Bridge, causing 8 cars to pile up.
Yeah, it was a mess. Crown 4's Amanda Harry has a look at the video and reaction to it from a technology specialist.
New video of a dramatic crash on the Bay Bridge. A Tesla, believed to be on autopilot, started braking, causing an 8-car pileup on Thanksgiving. You can
I'm going to stop it right there. Now imagine you're going downhill, down a 7% grade, and a semi-truck in front of you slams on the brakes and stops in the middle of the road.
see in the video from California Highway Patrol that traffic was moving well just after 12:30 in the afternoon. Then a white Tesla put on its left blinker, moves into the left lane, and stops, causing the car behind it to crash into it.
And that's exactly what happens. There's nothing in front of you. The truck thinks there is, or in this case, the Tesla thinks there is. Flat ground, it just stops. And this is on flat, level ground. Imagine you have 80,000 pounds rolling down a 7% grade. That vehicle is going to lose complete control, go everywhere, and be an absolute catastrophe for everyone involved.
Followed by 6 more cars. One vehicle even gets pushed up against the wall of the bridge. According to CHP, the driver of the Tesla was in full self-driving mode. One industry expert says he wasn't surprised by what happened.
Figured that most likely it was something related to phantom braking, which is a very common problem with Teslas. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has been investigating phantom braking incidents on Teslas for quite some time. And as it turns out, when we saw the video the other day, that looks like exactly what happened.
Sam Abul-Samid is a principal e-mobility analyst with Guidehouse Insights. He explains why a Tesla may phantom brake.
The way they use the camera sensors on the Tesla vehicles, they don't have radar or any other.
I'm going to stop right there. Now, the trucks that I've been driving have had radar. I've been in a 2019 Freightliner Cascadia with the system, and right now I'm driving a 2022 T680 Kenworth that has that system, and they are not perfect in any way, shape, or form. They work generally okay for the most part, but when that phantom braking hits, oh my goodness, it's one of the scariest things you can ever experience. So let's take a look here at some of the autonomous crashes. Now, this is just posted this year on the filter. You've got video after video after video. And we're going to take a look here in a second at this one in San Francisco in the article. Speeding Tesla kills 2 in China. Car maker denies claims to brakes failed. San Francisco group placing traffic cones on self-driving cars to disable them. Full driving Tesla crash into a pond. Now, this is just video after video after video, and you can find them all day, and this is just in the last 12 months. All right, so let's get right into the article about San Francisco and the Waymo. So, Cruise Robotaxi crashes into fire truck in San Francisco. An autonomous vehicle belonging to Cruise's Robotaxi fleet and a fire truck collided during a late-night wreck in San Francisco last week, according to both city police and the company. Now, this is an old article from August 22nd, so it's almost a month now since this has happened. In a post Friday morning on social media site X, formerly Twitter, Cruise said that the 2 vehicles slammed into each other Thursday night in a downtown intersection while the company's driverless car was transporting one person. The crash with the emergency vehicle, which Cruise said appeared to be en route to an emergency scene, happened after the Robotaxi entered the intersection on a green light, according to its post. The fire truck was operating in a Code 3 emergency mode that included activated lights and sirens at the time, a San Francisco Police Department spokesperson told Fox Business officers found it around 10:20 p.m. Photos of the incident suggested that the Cruise robo-taxi sustained damage to its right side, particularly on its doors. The airbags also appeared to have deployed according to the pictures. Cruise said in a blog post Friday its autonomous vehicle positively identified the emergency vehicle and almost immediately as it came into view, which is consistent with our underlying safety design and expectation. The company said several factors added to the complexity of this specific incident. Now let me point out, several factors added to the complexity of this specific incident. Is this what autonomous trucking companies are going to say when their trucks cause a major accident and eventually death going downhill a 7% grade in the middle of nowhere? Is it going to be complexity of this specific incident that is told to our loved ones who pass away? I expect a lot more than this. It pointed to the intersection being significantly occluded by buildings, making visual identification more challenging, and said the fire truck was in the oncoming lane of traffic which it had moved into to bypass the red light, something that made tracking its path more complicated. I don't care how complicated the system needs to be. If your autonomous vehicle cannot solve these problems, it shouldn't be on the road, period. It shouldn't be operating, and you should be held liable 100% for damages and injuries caused by these vehicles. The Cruise AV did identify the risk of a collision and initiated a braking maneuver, reducing its speed, but was ultimately unable to avoid the collision, Cruise said. Employees wearing fluorescent jackets labeled Cruise were at the crash site after the accident, according to a photo. Footage also showed a tow truck arrive to assist with the response. Cruise said it had been in contact to offer support and will remain in touch with the individual riding in the robo-taxi that got hit. That person went to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries, a SFPD spokesman person told Fox Business. In a statement, the California Department of Motor Vehicles told Fox News Digital it had requested Cruise to immediately reduce its active fleet of operating vehicles by 50% until the investigation is complete and Cruise takes appropriate corrective actions to improve road safety. Now, maybe this is one of the reasons that California is banning self-driving autonomous trucks. And I don't want these vehicles on the road at all. If they're going to be on the road and they can't even tell the difference between a stationary vehicle and a fire truck coming in their path, they do not have the right to be on this road. It is a privilege to have these vehicles on the road, not a right, and that needs to be taken away with what we've seen. So let's get into the next article where we're going to be looking at Tesla's safety with their crashes and the self-driving. Okay, so Tesla's autopilot software has been involved with more deaths and injuries than previously known, and this number is continuously rising. A total of 17 fatalities and 736 crashes since 2019, according to the data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration analyzed by the Washington Post. Now remember, these vehicles make up an extraordinarily small percentage of the vehicles on the road, so that's quite a lot of crashes and fatalities. Officially, Tesla describes Autopilot as an SAE Level 2 driving automation system designed to support and assist the driver in performing the driving task. Note that it says assist the driver in performing the driving task, which is something I do like about the systems on the semi-trucks. If someone jumps in front of you, you're getting a little close, it gives you a little beep, 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 and you can back off and be safe. That's something that's really helpful, really useful, and something that I could see being the future of all vehicles, definitely. But I think that the self-driving autonomous needs to go away entirely. It's not safe, shouldn't be on our roads. You can argue with me all you want, but the proof has been shown many times that these vehicles are not exactly safe when people let them take control entirely. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg recently stated in an interview with the Associated Press that he believes the name is misleading. I don't think that something should be called, for example, an autopilot when the fine print says you need to have your hands on the wheel and eyes on the road at all times, he said. And I agree. They shouldn't call it autopilot when it's not truly autopilot. The last time NHTSA released information on fatalities connected to autopilot in June 22, it only tied 3 deaths to the technology. Less than a year later, the most recent number suggests 17 fatalities, with 11 of them happening since May 2022. The Post notes that the increase in the number of crashes happened alongside a rapid expansion of Tesla's full self-driving software from around 12,000 vehicles to almost 400,000 in about a year. The increase was reported in Tesla's 2022 fourth quarter quarterly update, where it called the rollout an important milestone for our company and noted every customer in the US and Canada can now access FSD beta functionality upon purchase subscription and start experiencing the evolution of AI-powered autonomy. 830,000 Teslas under investigation. NHTSA has been collecting detailed data on crashes involving driver assistance technology since 2021. Almost all of the 807 automation-related crashes in this data set involved a Tesla vehicle. So note, almost all of the automation-related crashes are in a Tesla. Subaru came in second with 23. The Post discovered that 4 of the 17 Tesla-linked fatalities involved a motorcycle and 1 involved an emergency vehicle. In April 2021, the NHTSA asked Tesla for information not just about autopilot, but also specific information regarding recent crashes involving emergency vehicles and incidents involving inattentive drivers. Questions over autopilot's ability to see and react to stopped emergency vehicles continued to be a question of concern. And on August 18, 2022, NHTSA's Office of Defects Investigation told Tesla it had upgraded its investigation from a preliminary evaluation to an engineering analysis. And if you'd like to investigate more on this channel, hit that like button and subscribe. The investigation into the 2014 to 2022 Tesla Model Y, Model X, Model S, and Model 3 remains open and involves an estimated 830,000 vehicles. NHTSA has an active investigation into Tesla Autopilot, including full self-driving, spokesperson Veronica Morales told the Post, declining to comment further on the ongoing investigation. NHTSA reminds the public that all advanced driver systems require the human driver to be in control and fully engaged in the driving task at all times. Accordingly, all state laws hold the human driver responsible for the operation of their vehicles. So there seems to be no real liability on the companies that are implementing this technology and software. The Post also interviewed experts who said the recent increase in autopilot-related crashes could be the results of changes Tesla CEO Elon Musk made, including eliminating radar sensors from new Model 3 and Model Y vehicles in 2021 and from the Model S and the Model X in 2022. Tesla and Elon Musk did not respond to the Post request for comment. Now, I do disagree with this part here, because having those radar sensors we already know are not perfect. I don't think it's going to significantly increase the safety, but I could be wrong. Maybe they will. And it's something that I'd like to see these companies take very, very seriously. Public safety is not something that we should hold just to the software companies to have control of. You know, I think that we need to have a driver holding the steering wheel at all times and behind the wheel. Now imagine that we had 400,000 self-driving autonomous semi-trucks. 17 fatalities would have turned into 1,700 fatalities most likely. So I'd like everyone to sit back, think about autonomous vehicles, electric vehicles, and where things are going, and decide, you know, is this really something you want to have on your road? Now it matters. Who are you voting for? Who do you want running these companies? Whether it's GM, Tesla, Ford, Stellantis, or anyone else. So again, we can sit here on YouTube all day and look at all the different crashes with self-driving vehicles. Well, I'm Tricky Mick. Keep on rolling, and I'll catch you guys next time.